Of the sort of conventional self-indulgences or vices like drink and tobacco and so on, which is your favourite one?
Oh, tobacco. I smoke a pipe all day long except when I'm eating or sleeping.
Hasn't that shortened your life?
Well, they used to say it would when I first took to it, but I took to it some 70 years ago, so it doesn't seem to have had a very great effect so far. In fact, on one occasion it saved my life. I was in an airplane and the man was getting a seat for me and I said, get me a seat in the smoking part. So if I can't smoke, I shall die. And sure enough, there was an accident, a bad accident, and all the people in the non-smoking part of the plane were drowned. And the people in the smoking part jumped into the Norwegian fjord where we landed and were saved, so that I owe my life to smoking.
It was a strange summer because I think my parents were going through quite a bad phase of their marriage. My mum had taken my brothers to France for a couple of weeks, and I was left with my dad and his bohemian friends in Wivenhoe. I looked quite mature for my age, so I used to get served and used to drink and smoke with these people. You could sort of smoke 40 Marlboro full strength and go down the pub afterwards, and that was sort of normal. So I remember being with my father and John Barson, and we were walking back from the Rose and Crown. We were walking towards my father's car that he was attempting to drive very drunkenly the half mile back to his house. And but we got as far as we were actually sitting in the bay window of the Rose and Crown. Yeah. There's a bay window with some seats that were actually built into the window. And if you go past a place called the Nottage Institute. It's a boat building college. And between there and the Wivenhoe Sailing Club, there's another bow-windowed fronted house. Yeah. And I remember this character, John Barson, just banging on the glass of this bay window.
Dennis, you old cunt! Come on!
I remember this man just came to the door. It was like a huge door, a bit like 10 Downing Street, so without the policeman.
Prisoner's house.
Yes, number 2's house. Yeah. Exactly.
That's how I see it.
Except for the number 2 badge, this character could have. I remember a man with I think he was wearing a black polo neck jumper, perhaps, and he had this sort of unnaturally black hair, I just remember this sort of smell of garlic and alcohol, and he kissed me on the cheek and invited me in with my father and this other chap, and he took us through a sort of modernistic style lounge, and I remember remarking upon a painting on the wall that looks like it could have been a Botticelli or something like that. And I asked this man who painted this, and he said it was by Francis Bacon. They looked nothing like the sort of pictures that you'd see in a folio of his work or at one of his exhibitions. This actually looked just like a Renaissance master, and I was quite taken by that. We then sort of descended to this sort of dining table at the end of the room. There's a lot of pine going on in this place, and I think they collected the ends of firemen's hose pipes. These were kind of at the bottom of the stairs, of this stairway. I remember seeing all these firemen's hoses. I mean, at the time, it didn't occur to me on a conscious level. There was this other chap, there was Dickie, who's there as well. He was very quiet, but he did make some kind of some coarse remark about me for some reason. Did he? It was as if that. Yes, he did. Yeah. I think he kind of thought that I was some kind of like male prostitute that was with my father and this other man. And he kind of assumed that was what I was. I remember that they were eating a peach melba, and I remember Dennis got out this wine dictionary, and he was talking to me about all these different wines. Then he kind of went down to his wine cellar and got out this bottle of like really good wine, and I didn't know the difference between Bulgarian claret and Mouton Rothschild, apparently this was like some really special wine. I can't remember what it was. It might be a Julien or a Herein or something like that. But he produced this bottle that caused sort of quite a stir among them and uncorked it. At some point, I remember I needed to go to the toilet. I said, "Oh, can I use your toilet?" And Denis Wirth Miller sort of got up. He said, "Oh, I'll show you the toilet." Well, there's these open-plan stairs. You had to go up the open-plan stairs first. And then he got to the top of the stairs and said, "I'm going to fuck you." I was 14. And I just gave him this look that kind of says, "No, you're not going to fuck me." And then he just said, oh, well, the toilet's over there. This John Barton guy, I remember Dennis and Dickie offered him this jacket. They said, oh, have this jacket. It was like some sort of like one of those sort of boating jackets. It's a stripy. And the jacket was like, there was like 100 quid in like £20 notes in the pocket.
But I think that most people lead lives of such annihilating boredom. They're so paralysed by the awfulness of life that being in an alehouse drinking with a few acquaintances and talking a load of rubbish half the time is a tremendous relief.